There's not one video on YouTube that shows how to quieten these mile marker hubs down. And so what I'm gonna do is I pulled it apart. You can watch how they take it apart. Nobody really shows how to do this. I've called them, they won't answer, like they won't give me a, they're saying I've got these washers in wrong, and that's not the case. They've got about 10,000 miles on them and they rattle so bad I can't stand it. I've had people stop me and say, hey man, you got a bad wheel bearing. They're rattling that bad. And mile marker says put some grease in there. Well, when you do, here's what it does. It squirts out all over the sides and then it throws it all over your wheel. See all that? So I don't have a bad wheel bearing. You see that? You see that? It's smooth as can be. You know, the truck's clean, just waxed it, washed it, and waxed it, whatever. But the mile marker hubs have drove me nuts from day one. I've had so many trucks with them on there, and I don't know why I've went back so many times putting them on there. But I'm going to stretch this spring out, and we're going to go from there. My sports cameras, I haven't figured out how to upload the videos yet with them, so we're using this phone still. We'll try it like this. The view, it changes every single time I upload a video. Sometimes it's full screen and sometimes it ain't. I haven't figured out why it's doing that. But so let me see. We'll just set it up like this. Maybe find something to support here. All right, so we're going to take this and we're just going to stretch it out a little bit like that. And you know, all the videos show how to put it back together, and you got to time it and all that. So you just want this flat spot lined up with a bolt hole, and this spring has a groove that it sets in on this gear here. I don't know exact detail of what each gear does, but you can see where I've added a bunch of grease in there. So yeah, it's a lot tighter than what it was. We'll do that. There's a snap ring on the back side. You don't need to take it out. I did. I don't know what that snap ring does, but it won't come apart like that, and I forgot. I've done that several times over. So we'll put this back in here. If you can see this on video, hopefully you can. So you hold that down and start this. I'm using my electrician screwdrivers for this and getting them all greasy. So you just push that down, work that over, or that ring in there, that snap ring. It's a little bit of a bear, but it'll go in there. Just get you a good little flat tip screwdriver. These are control screwdrivers, what I'm using. But and make sure it's in there, because when you let go, that thing's going to go flying apart on you if you don't get it in there. Dog's actually been pretty good right now, making a video, and he ain't barked one time. Imagine that. So, got a little bit of a problem here holding this beast down in there. Let's see. I can't use two gloves. I hate wearing gloves, period. They make me wear them at work, and I hate it when I'm doing electrical work. I just hate getting grease in my hands too. It's like a no-win situation, so we still haven't made it in there yet. Let's see, because I stretched that out before the video started, and then I pulled it out a little bit more to just show you what I did. So yeah, it's going to be tight, which is probably good, because it was rattling so bad, it was driving me freaking nuts, man. That snap ring just don't want to stick down in there. There it is. It's in there. Let me make sure. There we go. So, it's in there. It's almost like looking down a loaded barrel. So, a minute ago, it's still shaking a little bit. Now, there's a snap ring like this on the back side. I'm going to put it back. Like I said, I don't know what its purpose is, but it won't come apart with that off. So, and I've done that before in the past. I never stretched that spring out though. Oh, that holds that sleeve from going in too far. That's what that does. So that has to be timed. There it is. So, all right. This may be fun to put back since it's new. Let's see if I can get this. Ow. God, I stabbed my hand with that. Thank God I had gloves on. All right. Not out far enough. There we go. Now we got it cod locked. Here it is. So, yeah, it's on there now. We'll see. Yeah, so can you see this ring turning? So it's on there now. Don't take that ring, that snap ring off the back. Just make sure that this flat spot is lined up with a bolt hole, and I'm not adding no more grease to it. Like I said, it's already just throwing grease everywhere. They told me just put a little bit of grease in there. I tried a little bit, I tried lots. Seems to be working good. Still kind of loose. We'll see what happens. So let's go back over here. And what you do, I took all this apart for this reason, but I also was going to change a U-joint out, and I forgot to buy that big seal that goes in there, that vacuum seal. So it's kind of a wasted part of the day, but I got to this point to fix that. So that goes right in there like that, slides in if you time it up. I mean, not time it, but just line it up. And then these fingers, you can see them, they're sprung out. See how they are? So you just got to line those up with that in there, and it's a whole lot easier. You can turn this like that, and it'll lock, so you know that that's in the free position. I don't know if there's an O-ring that goes on this or not, but you would think there would be. I've tried it before, and they won't lock and unlock right. They must make something that goes exactly in there, the thickness, but I mean, every set I've had, they don't come with it, so I don't know if they actually have one or not. But let me hold this in there, pause it, get some screws started, and I'll be right back. Maybe. Well, all right, so I got that hub back in there with just one bolt. So now it shouldn't be no pressure on it when you first put it in there. Now it's locked. You can hear it. Hear that U-joint? Hear that U-joint? Yeah, it's shot. It's bad shape. The other one on the other side is too. So if you unlock it, it should be free. Now, I know I'm still going to hear this little bit of rattling in this cap, but hopefully that fixed it. So you put the rest of your screws in, torque them down, or just tighten them up till they're tight. That's what I do, because like I said, there's no O-ring in there. Next project will be changing out the leaf springs and changing that seal on the turbo. I'm leaking oil because I pinched the O-ring that goes on the turbo on the back, on the face of it. How you pull it out to change the wheel. I've pinched that O-ring and it's leaking oil. It only leaks when you first park it and when you start it, but it doesn't leak when it's sitting there. I can show you that later or something in a different video. But I have my cameras, my sport cameras. There's one right there. But I haven't figured out how to get them online yet, so, or messed with it really. But yeah, that's going to be the next project, putting the new leaf springs in, because you can see them, they're totally the wrong direction, and this thing's sagging bad in the front end, even with a leveling kit. But I got the steering wheel straight, put a longer control arm, or what do they call it, sway bar, or whatever that thing is. So that raised the front end back up even with the leveling kit, because the steering wheel was crooked. It helped it, and it lined the axle up better. So I've got it all waxed and washed and waxed, cleaned up. The dog's slobber, you know, he drools all over it. I love his truck though. It's a beast. I'm gonna post a video. I did get part of it with the sports camera, and I'm gonna take the running boards off. I think I'm done with those guys. I think I'm done with them. But we got to get the hood painted. But Yeah, so listen to this. I pulled a loaded semi truck with scrap cars, big rig, and had, oh, look, there's your buddy Bo. There's Bo. Hey, Bo. That Jax loves Bo. They play together good. Jax tries to hump him, though. What's up, buddy? Huh? So, anyways, I pulled that big rig yesterday, 70,000 total gross. Pulled it up a grade also. Fully loaded. It shut down right on the railroad tracks. And CSX had to, they were behind the guy and they showed up and called it in and stopped one loaded coal train coming out of a mine. And it was going south, or coming from the south. It was going northbound. And so anyways, yeah, I hooked onto him. I said, if you got enough air brake pressure, I'll pull you off of there. And I was thinking just pull him like 20 feet forward and be off the tracks. Nope, I ended up pulling him all the way through the intersection and up a grade into a Family Dollar parking lot. And I have some of it on video, and I have the whole thing on video of the truck driver and the owner of the truck and CSX standing there to back up the whole story. Yeah, 70,000 total gross rolling weight though. But I pulled it up a grade, through a 4-lane intersection. They blocked all the traffic. Excuse me. And she did good. I didn't even put it in 4 low. I just put it in low 1 granite gear. Never messed with the transfer case. 40 extra horse and pulled it right there. No problem. So it barked the tires, it started to hop a little bit, and then it just grinded down and pulled. But yeah, so that's my video on my marker hubs. We'll see how it does. Thanks.